There's a lot of candidates, and welcome you all. And now I'm going to turn it over to Brenna so she can get into the details of it.
Hi everybody, welcome tonight. Thank you for coming. Can you hear me okay back there? Thank you for joining us. I'm Brenda Carrick, your General Manager. I work with Action Property Management. I'm going to start us off tonight with a reminder that the annual meeting will be held on Thursday, August 24th at 4 p.m. The deadline to submit your ballots is noon, August 22nd by mail, but they will be accepted at the clubhouse on the day of the election between 3:45 and 4:15. Okay, as we head into the candidate introduction, I want to remind the candidates that they each have 2 minutes for an opening statement. We're going to go in alphabetical order. The first one is Shelby Bunch.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, I got 2 minutes, so I'm going to go as fast as I can. Good evening. My name is Shelby Bunch, and I have been a resident in Cottonwood Canyon Hills for a little over 2 years now, so I'm a newbie. And I've been waiting for the opportunity to get involved in our community. I have 2 years' experience working on boards and committees, and have just concluded my organization work with New California, so my schedule has opened up to allow me to commit time to our community. This is something I've wanted to do since we moved here. I enjoy working with others, tackling tasks, and sometimes going against the grain to ensure that the proper outcome is reached. I have to say that I've never lived in a community that has forced its residents to cover their business or work logos on their private property. So that's something I'd like to look into, whether I'm elected or not. I want to look into that and a few other things. I will be delving into this further. I am excited to have an opportunity to work with members of my community, and if elected to the board, I will do my best to work with other members to ensure that every resident enjoys their home, neighborhood, and community amenities as much as possible. I continue to familiarize myself with our community rules, procedures, and bylaws to ensure that my actions are always based not just on Cottonwood Canyon Hills, but more importantly on the individual residents as homeowners. Each decision and issue that I am involved in will be handled ethically and fairly. Most importantly, I will listen to the concerns and suggestions of every homeowner and do my best to ensure that they get the most out of owning their property in this community. Because as a resident, that is what I want. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Shelby. All right, next up is Tiffany Dawson.
Really fast. So hello everyone. My name is Tiffany Dawson. I am also a newer resident of this neighborhood. We purchased last July, so we just celebrated our year on the 22nd. So I'm definitely happy that this opportunity presented itself. I have previous experience. We owned a condo out in Paramount, California for a little over 11 years, and at that property I was the vice president for 9 years of our ownership. My goal there, which will be similar to here, is always to make sure that our budget stays in line. If there are opportunities for us to decrease certain expenses, we will. For example, at the previous board, we were able to lower our HOA from 360 to 280. We were also able, again it's a condo, but we were able to install vinyl fencing, new roofs, and work on a main plumbing refresh. So that's just some of the things that I did, especially as a young homeowner at that point, that I was very proud of, and I wanted the opportunity to present itself, which it did now, sooner than expected. So I did raise my hand and add my name to that ballot to be able to not only represent my family, but to also represent the families in this neighborhood. Homeownership is huge for me. We have a real estate portfolio in California. My goal is always to make sure that we maintain our home values and continue to increase not only ours, but those of our community. That helps us all, maintain our values and make sure that when we're ready to go, it's not an issue with selling our property because we're maintaining the integrity. So those are just a few of the points that I want to make sure that I'm able to become a part of this board and enforce and make sure that it's always still about, community and the betterment of our families. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Next up is Sherry Gamboa. Is she here? Sherry Gamboa is not here.
We have the spirit, all right.
Next up is Andrew Hyman.
All right, how you guys doing? Good evening, thanks for coming tonight. My name is Andrew Hyman, or Drew. I'm a candidate running for one of the seats currently up for re-election for the Cottonwood Canyon Hills Board of Directors. A little about me, I'm a quality control manager for a company that manufactures and supplies nuclear fasteners for nuclear power plant maintenance and construction. My day-to-day includes building and improving certifications for the material we produce that's going into those plants and refineries. I'm also a lead auditor responsible for auditing bidder quality programs, and I'm a certified inspector. I've lived in Canyon Hills for about 6.5 years, and in that time I've tried to be very involved in the community. I'm currently serving on 2 committees, the Architectural Committee, and I'm also the chairperson of the Facilities Committee, and I've also been a district delegate for about 5 years as well. I had a couple of community groups, including the Dudes of Canyon Hills, Neighborhood Watch, and I also try to attend city council meetings wherever I can. I also served on the board of directors as vice president and president of the Imperial Valley Swiss Club for 3 years. My goals, if I'm elected, are to increase community involvement by effective communication and transparency, strive to maintain property values by keeping the neighborhood and our amenities appealing and in good working order, support and enforce the CCNRs while reviewing and, if needed, revamping outdated rules and regulations not in line with community needs, serve the community with a positive attitude and a mindset of fairness. I love this place we live in, and I would appreciate your vote so I can continue to serve our beautiful community and its homeowners. Thank you.
Okay, next up, Daniela Ojeda.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniela Ojeda, and I am also a new resident in Canyon Hills. We've been here since last April, so a little over a year and a half. And when we were moving, we really looked at, we moved from Whittier, California in LA County, and we were looking for a place where I was pregnant at the time, actually, with my 3rd baby. And we were looking for a place that was safe, that offered the green space that we wanted, that we felt we could walk outside at night and not worry about anything, that it was beautiful, that it was pleasant to be at, and that is what we found here in Canyon Hills. And so if I am elected to HOA board, I would like to be able to ensure that that continues to happen, that this continues to be a place where people feel they can continue to grow roots here, grow with their families, it's safe, that they want to come home to after a busy day of work or busy day and enjoy what it offers. My 2 priorities really would be to, number 1 is making sure that the voices of the community owners, the owners of the homes really get heard. I have about 10 years of experience working in government affairs for a variety of organizations, including nonprofits. I've served on several boards, the Boys and Girls Club in Whittier. I've served on California Community Clinic Board. I've also overseen finance committees. So I have those skill sets that I would like to bring to the table and be able to make sure that we have creative solutions for issues and challenges that some of our homeowners might be facing. I just remodeled, so I know that sometimes it is not easy, and I want to make sure we make efficient changes in policy. That is my 2nd priority. In policy that could be easier for us as community members, but still keep the integrity of this community and still be efficient and make sure it gets the job done. So I hope that you consider me for the board, and if I'm here if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. Next up is Lori Michelle.
My name's Lori. I've been an active community member for 13 years. Should I start over?
Go for it.
My name's Lori. I've been an active community member for 13 years. I've been a board member for 6 years. My goal is to continue bridging the gap between the HOA, it changes, I'm sorry, is to continue to bridge the gap between the HOA and the homeowners, to
to fight for fair treatment of homeowners, and to continue to look for ways to find a compromise that fits the homeowner's situation while still upholding the CC&Rs. Integrity is decision-making is key to establishing and maintaining trust between management, the board, and the homeowners. Without that trust, communication breaks down. My promise to you, and has always been, to treat every situation with fair and equal consideration, regardless of whether we are best friends, acquaintances, or total strangers. I look forward to being your representative, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lori. Next up is Deanna Rumenberg.
My name is Deanna, and I'm running for the HOA board because I believe that for far too long the board has not been responsive to our community needs. In my opinion, the board has spent far too much time explaining what they can't do or find excuses for their ineffective leadership instead of helping residents understand what can be done and what can be accomplished. Our board in its current configuration doesn't respond to the needs of our community right now. I believe our current board is more than willing to make excuses for what they didn't get done and blaming the community for lack of involvement or understanding of the CC&Rs to excuse their failures. We need a board to respond to the community and its changing demographics and the diverse needs in this amazing population. We need a board we need a board where the, We need a board where the HOA is responsive to its members and openly discusses how to make changes while still responsible for guiding the community. We need a board that is willing to say that this is what we want to do, how can we make this happen, and versus what we cannot do. I'm running for the board because I believe I'm a person that can and will try my best to make this community better. I want action. I want to take action to task our property managers to respond to our needs and not our fears. I want our community to want to come to meetings and get involved with this community and the feeling of desire to support this wonderful community and amazing residents. I want to provide solutions to make this community better, not excuses for why we can't get anything done. Again, my name is Deanna, and I'm running not just for the HOA board, but I'm running for the opportunity to represent you, my neighbors, and my friends, and my community. Thank you.
Chris Tompkins couldn't make it tonight. He did have to go to work out in San Francisco, and he apologizes that he wasn't able to make it. Next up is Ronji Wilson.
I'm right, well, I don't have any prepared speech or anything like that, and I'm going to come to you just straight facts. That is, elect me if you want change. If you don't want change, keep it the same. So what am I going to do for you? First of all, let's establish a volunteer service to help those in need that cannot maybe mow their lawn, that may be disabled, or veterans or law enforcement that may be struggling or maybe have to work 16 hours a day. I'm here for the basic common ownership. I'm here for the basic common man. We don't need to resort to legal tactics when trying to stay in our home. We don't need to feel like we're in a tax season every time we come home. We want to come home, relax, kick our feet up, and do our best to keep our property maintained and keep our property where it's at. One of the main things that I would fight for, I want our streets paved. I want a firewall or some type of resistance just in case we have a fire for homes that are close to brushes that are not well kept. I also want architecture, instead of finding or taking legal action against people who do not or am not able to have their lawns done, to go out and talk to the people, to go out and give them different options and make it budget-proof. We had COVID, people lost their jobs. People are struggling. The motto here is, we want you to stay in Cottonwood. We want you to retire in Cottonwood. We want you to pass your homes to your children in Cottonwood. We have a great community. If you haven't noticed, people are moving. Great people are moving. Why are they moving? Homeowner insurance is high. We're not keeping into account that people are having financial issues, and we need to serve the homeowners to ensure we understand those issues, and we need to make it where everybody can stay in their home and everybody can have affordable living where they're at in their home, no matter if you're your age retired, if you're law enforcement, if you're struggling, we want to know about it. We want to help you. That's what I'm bringing to the board. That's what I want to do for the board. I want to change the way we interact with our community, the way we interact. My motto is, vote for me if you want change. My motto is, we want our residents to stay in Cottonwood. Thank you.
All right, thank you to all of our candidates for running and wanting to volunteer your time. I also wanted to throw out a thank you to Christina for putting this event together. Without her, we couldn't have done the live stream or set it up this way. Don't forget to mail in your ballots. And now we're going to end the live stream so that we can meet and greet with the residents that are present. All right, thank you, everybody.